In our pursuit of America's next president, we have a brand new Bloomberg Politics national poll hot off the e-presses. It shows Donald Trump leading the Republican field among likely GOP voters with 40%. Ted Cruz has 31. John Kasich has 25. Trump also beats Cruz and Kasich in hypothetical head-to-head matchups. Last night, Trump's delegate count grew by 58 after his winner-take-all victory in Arizona. But Cruz won the Utah caucuses by such a large margin that he got all of the 40 delegates in the Beehive State.
Today, after appearing on a covey of TV morning shows here in Gotham City, Cruz sat down with me before a rally, and I asked him about his big news of the day. He won the endorsement of his former rival, John Ellis Bush, noting that Mitt Romney voted for him in Utah. Cruz claimed his party is beginning to see him as the only Trump alternative left in the race.
Some of it you can see there's people who are less interested in supporting you than using you as a vehicle to stop Donald Trump. Is that fair to say?
Listen, I will welcome support from everyone and anyone for whatever reason.
Yeah.
The object here is to win and then turn the country around.
In an interview John and I did with Donald Trump last night, Dateline Mar-a-Lago, we talked a lot about foreign policy and the terrorist attacks in Brussels. Here's what the Republican frontrunner said about how he thinks international crises affect his candidacy.
I think every time we have a problem in this world, I think I do better. That's been proven in your polls. I mean, it's not that I want. I'd rather not have any problems and do worse, okay, if I had my choice. I'll say, and I really mean that. I'd rather have no problems. But I think every time we have a problem in the world, I do better. You've seen that. Whenever there's a big problem, a national security type problem, I go up because people view me as much stronger.
So we got last night's results. We have our poll. We have the foreign policy stuff. We have Brussels. Where does all that leave this race after the last 24 eventful hours?
Well, it leaves us in a place where not much has changed in the Republican race. Donald Trump still has a chance to get 1,237 delegates and the majority and get the nomination before the convention. But Ted Cruz is still very much alive, and it leaves us looking just in this race down the road 2 weeks from now to Wisconsin, where there's going to be a real battle royale.
Yeah, the kind of conventional wisdom now is Kasich has dropped, and Cruz, after last night, is in a very strong position to have this as a two-person race. I still believe that Wisconsin's going to be a big deal, and I still believe that right now Kasich still has some states out there where he can perform. He's got a chance to perform. But in the short term, what the last 24 hours does, it elevates the national security debate, and it puts a premium on these guys trying to prove that they can take on Trump effectively, as Cruz is trying to do.
Well, and as you pointed out on a couple of occasions over the course of the last 24 hours as we've chatted about this, we're seeing now an actual debate of substance on the matters of foreign policy. Ted Cruz and Donald Trump actually have very different views about how to conduct America's foreign policy abroad. So we're going to see, obviously, we're about to talk about something that's not substantive, but there's going to be some ideological and substantive debate between the two of them. The question is Kasich, right? There is an Emerson poll out of Wisconsin that has Cruz at 36, Trump at 35, and Kasich down at 19. Now, if Kasich drops from that, it'll be hard. I think even though you're right about states down the board for Kasich, it'll be hard for him to soldier on if he can't make Wisconsin competitive, at least competitive, if not win it.
And the danger for him from last night is, with Cruz getting the Bush endorsement, is Kasich needs to be in the conversation nationally in the next 2 weeks. Got to find a way to do that.